Hi, this is Suchadatta, once again your civics teacher, and we've been talking about various forms of government, the people's opinion, how they sometimes clash with each other, what are those things which make them bind, that is unity in diversity. But we have still not spoken about how these governments are formed. We are going to see about democracy especially, wherein the struggles and movements have shaped in the democratic setup of government in various countries. But before we actually go deep into this, we must understand various new terms which will help you to understand the chapter in a better way. First of all, Maoist. Now, Maoists are those people, they could be residing in any part of the world, in any country of the world, and they believe in the policies of Mao, the Chinese struggler, the Chinese leader who believed that we must have an armed revolution to bring about a significant change, a significant political change, and he believed that the peasants and the workers in fact should have all the powers. That is all the Maoist about. We can have this setup, that is these people in any part of the world, and their policy is to bring the power into the hands of the commoners, the workers and the peasants. Then we have organization. An organization could be a political, social, economic, any kind of organization which is systematic in nature and it has certain objectives to achieve. It could be looking for certain goals in life and it is all very systematic. That is an organization. Then we have multinational company. I don't think I need to go into detail about telling you about the multinational companies. You've all heard of Coca-Cola, you've all heard of other soft drinks and so many other companies which are there in India today, which can be termed as multinational companies. In fact, they are the ones who are working in various countries of the world, and sometimes they could also have a collaboration. That's the multinational company. Then politics. Well, seems like a very interesting term, politics, but the thing is it has three main objectives, and those are conflict, power and policy. That is, they could be conflicting, the people could have a diverse views, they could have conflict, and then they are looking for power, and ultimately they have a policy. That's all politics all about, right? Next we come to SPA. This is the 7-party alliance which was formed in Nepal for restoring democracy. This was when the 7 countries of Nepal, sorry not the countries, when the 7 parties of Nepal came together to restore democracy, that is called as the 7-party alliance. When they were looking for overthrowing the monarch, the king of Nepal. Then public opinion. Public opinion, simple as the term suggests, it is my opinion, your opinion, our opinion. That is something which we all are looking forward to. We all are wanting a specific objective, a specific thing to happen, and that is our opinion on an issue, right? That is public opinion. Once again, my opinion, your opinion and our opinion makes a public opinion. Then Fedecon. Fedecon, this was an organization which was started in Bolivia against the water resentment that they had, against the price hike of water in Bolivia, and this organization was made up of various professionals, engineers, then the university groups and also other commoners who joined in hands to fight against a MNC who had started operating there in Bolivia against the water. So, when the government actually increased the price there, or rather gave it in the hands of a private company, a Fedecon group came forward. But we shall be looking forward to other terms that we have in the next clipping. Okay. So, you already seen the first 7 terms. Let me come to the 8th one, and that is the interest group. Interest group. The interest group is that group, it's a section of people which forms an organization, and it is when they have a common interest in life, when they are looking forward to achieving something in common, that is their interest is common, then they form a group, and that is called as interest group. Next we have a pressure group. Now again the word suggests pressure, meaning to say they are applying pressure on the government to achieve something. They might be looking forward to a particular interest, and this they cannot achieve unless they actually apply pressure on the government. That is called a pressure group. Then we have electrode. Electrode is all about voting and about participating in election. It is when all the people who are eligible to vote and to get elected, that is they are part of the politics of the country, they are part of the running of the government, that is called as electorate. So, all those above 18 and those above 21, as far as they can be elected, actually are what? Are a part of electorate. Then we have election manifesto. This also is very, very interesting. See children, before a political party actually contests an election, it wants to satisfy and make everybody very, very happy. That is the general masses of the country. They want to make them very happy, and they want to give them all the promises and the works which they shall be doing once they are in power. So, that written paper document in which they document that what all they shall be doing once they are in power is election manifesto. We expect the election manifesto to come before they actually contest the election, and they should actually work in their election manifesto after they are in power. So, election manifesto is all about the promises made by a political party to the general masses about the works that they are going to do for their countrymen. Movement, very, very interesting. Movement, it makes me feel like making things move. So, an organization, a group of people who are trying to make the things move is movement. It could be a change, political, social, economic. So, when you are moving forward, when you are making a movement, when you are stepping ahead, that is a movement. A group of people, of course, doing this job. Then electoral participation. Electoral participation again means when those electrodes, those group of people, those who can participate in the election, those who can vote and those who can do what? Stand in the election, they actually are making this electoral participation. That is actively or sometimes sitting at the back, they are becoming a part of the major political happenings in the country is electoral participation. Then we have ballot. Ballot is when we go and vote. There is a paper on which we stamp, we write, or we rather stamp it. We say that this is the candidate that whom we want him to get elected. That is the ballot system. Okay. Now, this ballot system, of course, as technology has changed, In India, now we have electronic voting machine, wherein we don't have to go for a ballot paper making a mark on the candidate's choice. Very interesting. Well, I shall continue in the next clipping about the rest of the terms that we have. Okay, we've already seen so many new terms which must have added to your vocabulary, and I am sure they are going to make the chapter interesting as well as easy for you to understand. Next is alternative voting. Alternative voting is, supposing there are 6 candidates and then you make a preferential voting, that is, you have to categorize them, you have to number them according to your preferences 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So, when it is a preferential voting, it is called as alternative voting. That supposing this person does not get elected because he has lesser number of votes, then the second candidate is my choice. Then this is the third one, this is the fourth one, this is the fifth one, and this is the last one with whom actually I would like to get, or I would like to see him get elected. So, this is about alternative voting. Then we have sectional interest groups. You already know the interest groups. Interest groups are those groups which actually are catering to the interest of people. But when it is sectional, when it is what? When it is meant for a particular section of the society, that is catering to the needs of few people, a section of people of the population, then it is a sectional interest group who is aspiring, who is working hard, who is looking for the interest of a very marginalized group of people. Then we have public interest groups. Well, they have a larger arena, they have a larger interest in mind, and they are actually meant for the public, that is for the entire masses. They are looking forward to getting something for all the people. They are wide, they have a wider choice, and sectional interest group is meant for a section, whereas public means for all of us, for the entire population of that country. Then we have BAMCEF. BAMCEF means Backward and Minorities Community Employment Federation. Now, this seems to be both sectional as well as public interest group. Now, you will ask me how. See, it actually is catering or looking after the interest of the backward and minority section of the people. They are fighting against the injustice which have been done and how they can be employed in all the fields. So, this makes them sectional, but it is also looking at the national unity of the country, wherein all the people should stand as equal, makes them a public interest group. Very interesting, isn't it? Next we have movement groups. As we had seen the word movement, so those people who are making things move are the movement group. Those who are trying to see that whatever wrong is happening in the country and a movement is started, that is, people actually raise their voice against that, is a movement group. So, this National Alliance for People's Movement is also called as a loose movement by few people, a loose federation, because they feel that it is a kind of an alliance that these people are looking forward to for all the movements in the country, which is not possible. Some of them might wholeheartedly, some of them not heartedly might join this, and they might not agree to them. So, that is a National Alliance for People's Movement trying to actually give a common platform to all the movements of the country.